UFC 279 marks the end of Nate Diaz's UFC contract. Before Khabib, Nate was the long-time rival of Connor McGregor and was the first person in UFC history to defeat him. Rivalry aside, Nate became a fan favourite following his debut on Ultimate Fighter Season 5, and ultimately, he won the whole thing. Nate was known for his carefree attitude and his loyalty, so as his career draws to an end, we thought we'd go back and look what happened to the other contestants on the Ultimate Fighter Season 5. Although initially Nate wanted to be a part of BJ Penn's team, after some initial pettiness, Nate found himself on the team of Jens Pulver. So we're going to start with Jens Pulver's team. Corey Hill. Corey, the real deal Hill, was part of Team Pulver. He had a strong wrestling background and was a national champion alongside his teammate Daniel Cormier. During tryouts and production of the show, he told the UFC that his career record was 10-0, but in actuality it was 2-0, both wins from an amateur bout. Hill had a lot of promise, eventually losing to his teammate Nate Diaz. Hill was eventually cut from the UFC following a leg injury in 2008 and fought for a number of smaller promotions after that. Unfortunately, Corey Hill died on the 15th of May 2015 from a sudden onset of pneumonia. Brandon Melendez. Following Brandon Melendez's loss to Joe Lazone, he began fighting for a number of smaller promotions, which is going to be a familiar theme throughout this video. His last fight took place in 2013. Although he hasn't fought in some time, he seems to be working with a watch company called Rockwell Times, and I encourage you to go take a look and support. We're going to take it that since his last fight was 2013, he's now retired. Next we have Marlon Sims. After losing to Matt Willman in the Ultimate Fighter, Marlon began a losing streak. However, he was fortunate enough to sign a deal with Strikeforce. Unfortunately, he lost his debut fight against Billy Evangelister, and when Strikeforce was absorbed into the UFC, Sims was not taken on. His last fight was noted to be in 2010. Sims now does stunt work for the movies and is a personal trainer. Next we've got Manny Gamburyan. Although a junior Olympic judo winner, Manny was not initially considered a favourite throughout his time on the Ultimate Fighter. After tearing through the competition, Manny eventually lost to Nate Diaz after dislocating his right shoulder on an unsuccessful takedown attempt. However, despite losing, he was given a contract. He later moved to the WEC, where he faced Jose Aldo. WEC merged with the UFC and Manny returned, later retiring in 2016. And here's a bonus fact, he's also one of Ronda Rousey's main coaches. Cole Miller. Miller performed well during the Ultimate Fighter and eventually did receive a contract. However, he was removed from the UFC as roster in 2016. His career in the UFC was quite uneventful, so there's not really much to report here, but the fact he made it onto the UFC following his time on the show is impressive enough. Brian Geroff. After Brian's loss to Matt Willman, he left the Ultimate Fighter and fought for a number of regional circuits. His last fight was noted to have taken place in 2013, which again leads us to assume he's probably retired. The last on our list is Wayne Wims. Wayne's another one who quietly faded away. His last fight was noted to be in 2007, and there's a Reddit community dedicated to finding out what happened to him. Unfortunately, we weren't able to do so in the research for this video. But in any case, that's Team Pulver for you. If you like this video, let us know in the comment section. Please like, share and subscribe.